And so right now, I'm going to ask Ken Charles to come up. And Ken is the Senior Vice President of Enterprise Talent for U.S. Bank. He's also a board member, and he's going to talk to you about your membership in this human tribe and the work we have to do.
Thank you. Sandra, thank you for the introduction. And Sandra, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you do for this community and for these children. Can we recognize all that you do? As my sister would say, you have to give people their roses while they're with you. And so we have to acknowledge and respect the contributions of people in our community that make a difference. I am so excited to be with you today and share with you a message about NAS and hopefully enlist you in the work to be done. I first became aware of NAS in my season at General Mills. Great leaders, Kim Nelson, Ken Powell, they led the way and led the charge for this great organization. Today, I'm proud to wear the pin of a U.S. banker. I'm honored to represent them on the NAS board. U.S. Bank knows the challenges that are faced by many of the families in North Minneapolis. We believe in the promise of the children that reside in North's neighborhoods. We are convicted to do our part to help every single one of them achieve their possible. We live in a great community with many great corporate contributors. The NAS Collaborative is appreciative of every single of our corporate sponsors. But you know that's not why I'm here today. What Sandra's asked me to talk with you about is why I and my wife Karen give to NAS, why we've made a multiple-year contribution to the organization. And it's as simple as three things. We know, we believe, and we are convicted. I hope you'll allow me a point of personal privilege to tell you a little bit about my story. My mom, she was bright and beautiful. She lost her mother at 11 years old and had to take care of her 4 younger brothers and sisters. When it came that moment for her to go off to college, her father told her that girls didn't need to go to college, and so her dream was deferred. My father was one of 3 boys, and his father told him, I've got enough to send 1 kid to college. My dad was the middle child. So instead of going off to college, he went off to Korea. For both of my parents, their dreams were deferred and they knew the value of education and its importance. Perhaps it was that disappointment, that frustration that led to my father's alcoholism. I can still remember the chaos in our home. If I close my eyes, I can still taste the smell of gin in my house. There was no NAS for my family. It was God's grace, and it was my personal rage that fueled my escape out, because I figured out that education, going to college, was going to be my escape. And so I am proud to stand before you as the valedictorian of a school that was 80% free lunch and 20% poor kids from Polish Hill. But I made it out. I know, NAS knows, that for children to be successful, it takes 3 things: strong, vibrant schools, healthy families and neighborhoods, and kids that understand what's possible and that are supported in what they dream. It takes a holistic solution. It takes a collaborative to be able to deliver the difference. If you could please show the next picture. These are my kids. They are beautiful, they are wonderful, and they get it all from their mother. I love them dearly, but I want you to think about the children that you love. Please close your eyes. Think about your son, your daughter, the nieces, nephews, cousin, the kid in the neighborhood, the kid you see in church. We love these children. We want to see them achieve their full potential. We'll do anything for these kids. I believe, Naz believes, that each child is precious and has the potential for greatness. The collaborative supports these children as if they are our own. They support them as you would. Next slide. So we fed these kids and they grew. And they grew up convicted. The boy, as I affectionately call him, Matthew, is the first Charles that went back to Africa. He didn't go to Wakanda. He went to the University of Cape Town. And so we got a call from him, and he's talking about his experience. And he's like, Dad, these kids are really committed to their education. They do the reading. They speak up in class. They really value the education that they're receiving. My son also volunteered as a tutor in the townships in Cape Town. He had the opportunity to see the disparity between the haves and the have-nots. And sadly, he said, Dad, it's just like home. My daughter, she was also convicted. She's our dancer. And now she has been teaching at a creative and performing arts high school, and she fundamentally has learned to appreciate that all children, children of color, poor children, queer kids, every single child has capability. They just need opportunity and school systems that support them. Her conviction led her to the Michigan School of Education, where she's working on her master's in education. She's going to be the first Charles with a PhD. So I've got the sign that I need to wrap this up. So I'm going to tell you that hope is essential but insufficient. It requires action, and that action becomes conviction. We know, Naz knows, the challenge and the solution. We believe that all children are beautiful and full of promise, and we stand convicted as a community to make a difference. Today, I'm not going to ask you to go to South Africa or off to graduate school. You know what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask for your talent, your energy, your ideas, your equity, but I'm also going to ask for your contribution. I'm going to ask you to think about the children that you love and the investment that you make in their lives, and that today perhaps you make an investment in the lives of the children of North Minneapolis in the same way. No matter how small or great the contribution, every contribution matters, because all of those investments enable our hopes and our dreams for these beautiful children to become reality.